Welcome to the IJKL Artist
Everything was
Spot.
clear?
People will keep popping in, and we welcome everyone as they're coming in. And if you would start out by giving us a thumbnail of how you ended up being a beautiful artist in TSFAT, and then present whatever unfolds.
Yes. So in fact, I was born in Paris, and we come with my family 30 years ago from France to TSFAT. And we didn't stay in TSFAT. We go to Jerusalem because my parents and the parents of my wife went to Jerusalem too. And after we married almost of all the kids, we decided to come to TSFAT. So the last years we are here, and we found this beautiful house. And TSFAT become the place where I achieved what you see in my back, the 613 painting. This is a unique world collection of art, of contemporary art. And it was after I was dancing here at Simchat Torah, in the synagogue that is in my roof, that today one of the chazanim of the synagogue is my son-in-law. And after dancing of Simchat Torah, I say, oh, this number 613 sounds very nice. And I start to check how many paintings I did during the last 40 years. And it was almost 613, it was 600. So I finished the last 13 paintings during the last 2 years. And this is what we get, the gift from TSFAT, to accomplish 613 painting in this fantastic city that is inspiring art, colors, light, joy, very deep inspiration. And I have artist friends that come from all over the world to see the unique blue of the sky that we have here and the colors that are very vibrant and alive. And the inspiration comes from the spiritual part and the artistic part melting together. And it's how I create my art during the years. This is in a few words the story of our family. So the people say, the local people say, you come from TSFAT to TSFAT. It's almost the same letters. You just take out the resh, and TSFAT in Hebrew is 4 letters, tzadik resh petal, and TSFAT in tzadik petal. So in fact, we come from TSFAT to TSFAT, and we married here a daughter with a local TSFAT 26 generation in TSFAT. And we start the general exhibition of art. We do the exhibition of the bridge in the entrance of TSFAT. And this is what happened here. So I play almost with the light of TSFAT, that's completely unique. And this is why my painting gets so much colors and painting all the time. Why the story of TSFAT? Simple answer. We have in the 15th century 2 masters. We have the Rabbi Yosef Karo that wrote the Shulchan Aruch and the Ari that wrote the Kabbalah. So both of them was living here 500 years ago. And they connect reality and the creativity one path. And I think this is the main issue of art. To be creative in the reality, so you create your own reality by the way you look, the way you contemplate the life. It can be a clothes, it can be flower, it can be people. So in fact, I think the meaning of art is how to be creative inside the reality. So you create your own reality and you can share with people. And TSFAT is exactly the place for that, because the reality are the Shulchan Aruch, the codification of the Torah. The Kabbalah is the secret of the Torah, so the connection of both of them is for me a pure artistic expression that I translate in color on canvas. Who was already in TSFAT from the people here? Somebody was here in TSFAT?
If we want, we're raising hands, and a lot of us have been.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
And
So,
we do have permission to unmute and ask Yoel a question as on an ongoing basis. It doesn't have to be strictly lecture, but if you don't hear from us, just keep going, okay?
okay, but I am ready to answer to every question. Every Seudah Shlishit, every Shabbat, we have between 20 or 40 American and English guests. And they come here to ask a question. So I say, okay, you are allowing to ask until 100 questions, and I will give answer during 1 hour. So you can ask any question when you want.
Can you show us your paintings?
Yes, of course. You want to see painting. Did you went at my website before? No.
No, I have not.
Okay, so I will start to show one of them, maybe. Let's see, the most close to the wall.
Oh, that's it.
Are you able to zoom in further? Okay.
Okay, I will put little close. Okay. So this painting is calling, the name of this painting is Free, like freedom. And it was a matter of freedom, the freedom.
Are you able to get closer for us?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And we can use we can switch it to speaker view so that the picture takes our whole screen if you're comfortable in Zoom.
Can you see it like you want now?
I'm good. I hope everyone else has switched to gallery to get to speaker view, because that way the art takes up your whole screen.
Right now, it's not the painting.
Okay.
Where
So
is speaker
people
view?
have to mute themselves again.
It's you.
You have, if you don't mute, you take over the screen.
The connection is not so good now, actually.
Sheila, please mute yourself. I am.
You can also, if you click on that thing, you can click pin video. That'll make it automatically the one to click. That'll show big.
Rick, what did you just say? Pin, where is that?
Press on the three dots, press on his picture, his square, and then you get the blue box with the three dots. If you click on that, it says pin video. You get a big view of him.
Okay. I think this one is clear now in my back.
Thank you.
Okay. Here you have a very large painting. It's a 2.5 meters painting. It's like an entire wall.
Can you
Please tell us about your painting when you show it to us. Can you do that, Yoel?
Yeah, please
Of
tell us
course,
what it means.
with pleasure. So you see, this painting is was about the time in the life. In fact, when we look at life, we may see many events during years, but all the time we have a path of light that connecting every event. So during the lifetime, we have parts that have more light or less light, even with more or less joy. We have sometimes that we don't see the light, more shadows, and it is night and days. But at the end, we can see that all are connected. Every element of life are connected to a path of light. Anyway, it will stay a path of light to connect every part of the life. If we take every 10 years of life, every week of a month, or every month of a year, we will discover that all the time it is particles of light that are connected. Even sometimes it's more light, and even sometimes it's less light. And at the end, we will understand that we are all connected during the time with the light, all the time. So this painting was inspired during many years in my life to show that all the events of life at the end are waves of light, and nothing can cut the light definitely. It will be always connected. So this is the meaning of this painting.
Yoel,
Yes?
when you moved
Hello?
to TSFAT into this house, this 600-year-old house, did you have to do a lot of renovations? Was it in a shambles?
No, we have to just make a new electricity and plumbery, but we didn't do anything about the wall, just fix the little. I didn't move. Each wall is like 2 meters, and we didn't have to fix any of the structure of the building, just to make new electricity and new plumbery, nothing else.
So you had a good kitchen and bathrooms and bedrooms, everything was ready to go.
Bedrooms, kitchen, bathroom, 3 floors, and I think that the way I was building the house 500 years ago is much better than we do today.
Yoel, you had a painting on your site that I was curious about. I think it was called The Waterfall of Life or The Flow of Life. And I
Yes.
wondered if you could share perhaps what the various images that are suggested, what they were to you.
Okay, can I ask you before, what type of emotion did you felt when you saw this painting? What catches you? It's like what awakened in your emotion, what you see it?
I had a good feeling that these are the good things that come to us through living a good life. But I didn't know exactly what they were. I could see vague images of various things, and I wondered what each image represented to you.
Okay. So I will tell you, many of my, not many, but a lot of my pieces are inspired by music. In fact, for me, the colors are musical notes, like notes of music are colors. So I connect exactly the same channel between the colors and between the notes of music. And if I go to a waterfall, for example, after I can stay in contemplation for hours, and sometimes I stay 2 days inside the forest. So after what my eyes are catching, I start to listen what happened there, because it is a melody between colors and between what you can listen. It's not only what you see with your eyes, you can also see what you are listening. So for me, the water flow, it's about a musical expression of colors that come inside water. Not just a flow of water, it's not just the physical aspect of the water flowing, but it's also because the water catch some colors. In fact, the water flow is playing a melody. It's not just a sound of water. And to listen to a melody of a water flow, you have to be able to connect what you see and what you are listening at this moment. It's like you have a contemplation with the eyes, a contemplation with your ears at the same way. But people don't focus on that because we have a lot of noise inside us. So we have to be in silence to have real contemplation with the eyes and with the ears at the same time. And then when we are in front of a water flow, you don't only listening to the noise of the water, but you start to understand that these beautiful notes and melody inside the water, that the waves of the water and the flow of the water is creating. So the painting that you are talking about was inspired after many days that I go back again and again at the same place where this water is flowing, where the color of the nature is changing, when the color of the sky is changing. So at this moment, you are really in front of a symphony of emotion. It's really a symphony because the color of the sky, the color of the water, the color of the flower, of the grass that is around you, and the sound together of the water give you an amazing experience of multi-sense inspiration. And this is how the painting comes out after when I create it. I never create a painting about an idea or a plan. It's come just from emotion. And I just try to share on a canvas emotion of what I felt at the moment in real. It's not a programming and a painting. It's completely accidental all the time. I never know what will be the next step when I will use my brush and put some colors. I will show you the spring one and you will understand also. I will put the camera closer so you can more appreciate it.
Can I just say that I noticed that one yesterday?
1 minute, I will just move the black one so you can see better.
Okay. And then some of your artwork is very simplistic. Like I like the breadth of leaf, which is very simplistic. So it's complete contrast to that. You know, obviously they're both from nature, but I can see different emotions in that.
But what it makes you feeling? If you have to describe, if you want to share with us, what happened when you deeply look at it? What comes to you?
Well, it's such a simple painting. And it's such a basic thing, the breath, and we all talk about it so much. It was just simplicity in many ways. Just, yeah, I mean, complete, in many ways, contrasting to that, which has so much vibrant color and things. It is just a simple, basic thing, a leaf. And the way that you've painted it is just, it's just there. I can't explain it any more than that. I loved it. I did love it. I love that as well, but just the difference in the work that you do is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. In fact, I will tell you something that maybe will surprise you, but you know much more about the painting as a viewer more than I do as a painter. This is my entire theory of painting. There is 40 years. Some people ask why I have 7 million followers looking at my paintings. And I explain that maybe not like many other painters, I'm not looking to tell you something. I am looking to give you a mirror of what you are able to feel by yourself. So I am looking to be completely neutral, even the minimum that I can, my presence be inside the painting. So it will make more people able to see by their own what they are feeling by themselves. And I am learning about my painting with hundreds of thousands comments during the year, more that I know by myself when I was painting this painting. So for me, it's completely not from knowledge or from intellect part. It's a pure expression and emotion, nothing else. What I learned with the year, and I have books with 500,000 commentary of people, and I wrote a new book, it's called The Bridge, about the whole discussion I have with the viewers. I learn from you more than I have to teach you what is my painting about. It's like, for me, Jewish art is a mirror of what every person can see and not what the artists want to show. And this is the beauty of art. For me, art is not a technique, it's an art life, a connection of sharing between human with what we can contemplate together. Water, a fly, peoples, a butterfly, birds, what you want. And the art become a bridge that connect between us. This is approximately the notion. So I do appreciate what you said before about what you are feeling and that you cannot explain. It pleases me more when that people want to explain me what they feel. I think art is not explanation. It's a way of life, a way of contemplation, a way of colors, of emotion, of joy, of experimentation, and not intellect process.
Yoel, may I ask a question?
Yes,
I love your the poetry of your speech about art, and I'm wondering if you see a connection when you are creating with Hashem. Are you feeling through your process of Yetzirah? Do you connect that with the Kabbalistic understanding of Yetzirah, and where is Hashem in this process to you?
Beautiful question. Thank you for this beautiful question. Very nice question. And the answer is very simple. Yes. I never decide to paint. Never. I never know when I am going to paint, and I never know what and when and what I'm going to paint. So how I am painting, in fact, to answer to your question, how I am connecting, how I can connect myself, not about the colors, not about the painting, not about the canvas, but something that it's much higher and much deeper. It's to the soul and to be connected to Hashem. So my practice during the last 45 years was very simple and disturbing a lot of my colleague artists. I just go to the nature, and it can be 1 hour, 1 day, few days, no phone, no iPhone. And then I am talking to Hashem to be connected and the most simple human being that I can. I'm not asking anything, I'm just connecting myself, looking at the beauties that birds can come near me and I give them a little piece of bread, breathing the air that changes, the smell of the grass, the changing that it can be raining immediately and I am completely wet, or it's very hot. And then I am talking with Hashem to not just to clean what is around me, what is my nose, but to be just simple with him. In the most simple way that I am like a child in the forest. No fears, no demand, no questions, just connection.
Sounds
And
like
I
Reb
talk.
Nachman.
It's a talking process. It's not a silence contemplating process. I'm talking. When I finish, during this time, I always have a camera with me, a photographic camera, and I'm taking pictures for anything. It can be a breaking part of a piece of metal in the grass. No sense. It's like, it's not I am making nice picture of nice view. I am just taking memories, sketch. It's like memories. Oh, this piece of food look very nice. This, the sun now through the clouds are beautiful. I take pictures, 100,000 of pictures. When I come back, and it's not immediately, not the same day, sometimes not the same years, the last months I use memories of pictures for 12 years old. I go back to the same emotion connection with Hashem that was at this moment. By looking at those photographies that remind me what I felt, the quality, the purity, the joy to be connected directly. Not a mystical way, a simple, pure soul way. Then the canvas become again a new experience of sharing what I felt 1 year after, 6 months after, 5 years after, at the same moment that I was. So when I have people that come to my home every Suda Shlichit, my wife loves to invite many people to Suda Shlichit, they have to choose 2 paintings in the wall, and immediately I can explain them where they are located, where they are blocked, what they have to develop. Why? People ask me, how can you read that? I say, because I know immediately the painting you choose where I was at this moment. So this is the way I'm connected to Hashem all the time. I can be connected with the leaf, with the bird, with the sky, with the smell of grass, with the color of a flower. It doesn't matter for me. I'm not looking to connect. And it's what I make the 613. At the end, I say, okay, I think that I explored during 40 years, 613 different channels of connection, of different mood in my life. And this is my painting.
Molly had her hand up, and then I think we sent
question.
Molly had her hand up for the next question, but then we sent you a couple of pictures that people were interested in. Are you prepared with those?
Yes, the way it's how I can share maybe. Oh, I will see.
Okay, so
let me. My screen.
Okay.
If I put on my screen, I will see maybe how to share it. One moment.
Okay. I need to make you
open the library of the old painting, and you will tell me which one you want to see.
Okay. Well, you don't have to necessarily. But Molly had a question, and I had sent you some emails, and then Madeline has a question. So.
Okay.
But we do want to see more art, so figure out where you want to do that. Yeah. And Joe has questions, and Debbie has questions. Maybe we won't look at art.
Okay, am I unmuted?
You're good, Molly.
Okay, I have 2 questions actually. Are you self-taught?
No.
No, so you've been trained?
I was born in Paris. I'm the 3rd generation of the Trodjman Kabbalist family from the Baba Saleh from Morocco. I grew up with Pauline, and I went to the Hasidic Gur, and I am learning the Breslev school the last 30 years.
Okay, and do you believe that you would paint the same elsewhere? Would your same feelings towards God and your being be the same if you were situated in a country that wasn't so beautiful and had so much available to you to touch you emotionally?
It is possible, maybe it's possible. I cannot answer something that I never tried, but what I can share with you, it's my colleagues, painters that come from all over the world, from France, from America, from Ukraine. People visit me for more than 35 countries. And all of them ask the question, how do you catch those colors? How do you catch those movements? How do you catch these abstractions that touch us deeply? And I say, I think definitely that the country, the land, the place where I am, the explorations that I do here, it's a big part of it. It's like the same process is mostly impossible to make it somewhere else. I have people that come from Italian with beautiful place. And they come here and they are not Jewish. And they come here to see how those blues, those green, those yellows can come out, because we are using the same brush, the same painting, the same canvas. Nothing today is a secret in the art. Yes? And when they come here to stay a few days, not just few hours, and we work. We are just working in the forest, in the mountain, everywhere in the water flow. And then they understand that is something, a secret here, that if you are simple and you are connected, you are able to share with others to your art. And if you are somewhere else, it's not so easy.
Okay, thank you very much. Your work is beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I will bring another painting.
Okay.
Okay, here another one. This painting in my back now called, the name of this painting is The Secret of Nature. It is a very famous painting. It was selected by Christie's 6 years ago, the major exhibition in France of the 100 artists of the century. And I will say that I love a lot, not the painting, because I cannot say I love my painting. It will be too pretentious. I love what the people wrote about this painting. I love what people feel about this painting. I love how some people change their life about this painting, opening the minds, getting out of crisis, getting out of stress, enjoying children and grandchildren when I wasn't so connected with them before, starting to study books that I didn't think to study before, understanding that what we see is not exactly what we get in life, so it's better to look deeply about the things and not to consider only the external parts. This is about this painting, The Secret of Nature. And I explained in the article in the press how this painting was created. In fact, I have some very hard issue about all my muscles 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And in our family, we don't consider so much the medical issue at what is the source of the consequence of the issue. And I say, okay, if the doctor cannot help me to move my body, I will start to move my soul, to connect again my soul to the body, and the body will work. And so I stay a few days in the forest during this time. And it was a beautiful season. And I discovered that when we stay a long time in the nature, we start to discover that is another level in very deep layer inside another layer and other layer in everything. You look at a tree, at the beginning you see just a big green tree. And you start to look, to contemplate deeper, you are going to see that he has a fantastic dynamic movement and design and creativity of the way he is made. And when you look deeper, you understand that each leaf and all leaves inside, each one is a perfect creation, its own colors. And you start to understand that the root of the tree is taking the water from the ground. So you go to the ground to smell how it's working. And if it's raining at the same time in the beginning of, at the end of the summer, or at before the spring, at the end of the winter, you understand that life is connecting the tree to the ground, to the sky, to the rain, to the sea, to your body and to your soul. And you find a fantastic peace and calm and joy of life because you feel that. This is about this painting.
Can I ask a question, please?
Of course.
What mediums do you work in, please?
What is?
What mediums do you work in? Do you work in?
Medium. The medium, it's an old technique of the 15th century. It's an overpainting techniques. I am using a transparency medium with acrylic colors. And each painting is about 150 layers. So it was calling the glaze in the 15th century, the glaze techniques. At this time it was oil. Today with the years I developed to use to mix the medium, the acrylic, and of some canvas that the base is printing on it, and the overpainting, it's layer after layer. Each color is almost transparency, but when you have 50 layers of yellow, that each layer it's a little yellow, you get a very special result. It takes months of works, but at the end you enjoy deeply because it has some 3D dimension inside it.
The painting,
so it's called overpainting techniques.
The painting that you showed us previously, what medium was that? Was that oil too, sir?
No oil. I only acrylic and medium. I don't use oil. I stopped to use oil during 1980. I think I stopped oil and I use only acrylic. Because using oil will need for me to take 5 years to make one painting. When acrylic, we are talking only about months. That it's long too, but it's not like years.
I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry, are you done?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I have a question. As I look at this painting, which is so interesting, I see some Hebrew letters. I'm wondering if that was intentional. I see a Tuf and a Yud and a Nun and a Gimel. And was this intentional? Is this supposed to say something?
Definitely not intentional. I never paint letters, never. But you are not the first that I come, and it's more, even more. When we have 3 or 4 people in my room, everyone saw different letters. Some letters are very clear, like many can identify immediately if it's a Aleph or Bet or Lamed. But many of them, in many paintings, I'm discovering the letter through person like you that tell me, someone come and say, oh, do you see the Aleph? I never paint a Aleph in my painting. I am using completely abstract form and accidental movement and inspiration, brush touch with no intention at all, never. So the letters, because the letters are in fact everywhere, everything has the letters that are inside. So what you see, maybe few other people can see, but it can be that some letters, you are the only ones that can see them. It's one of the big articles in the press. I told the people that when you start to see with your soul and not just your physical eyes, you can definitely see letters and people inside an abstract painting. It's clear. No doubt about that. It's clear. So in your case, it seems that you do search for a spiritual path in the colors that you look at. And it looks that you are listening to your soul, so your eyes can see the letters that are hidden inside the paintings that I didn't paint with intention. But they are there, all the letters, because nothing can exist without them. And sometimes when the other artists come to me and say, okay, I put some letters in my painting, I say, I am not sure you have to do that. You don't have to show. It has to be discovered. No, we are too much in a generation that we want a lot of shows in everything. We want to show. I think the beauty of light is when things are hidden and it's challenging you to search and to discover.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Yoel?
No,
Yes.
Debbie Kugelman and then June. And then whoever is next, Debbie, and then June, and then the next piece of art.
Thank you,
Okay.
Kim.
You want the question before? Okay.
Yoel, I sent you yesterday, we talked about, I mentioned looking at your slideshow, which is brilliantly put together. I thank you.
Thank you.
I see you as a sixth sense artist because you use all the senses plus.
Thank you.
So my next.
I say also I am a simple guy smiling on the world. Don't make me a star. And it's fine.
We're all diamonds. So my question is, looking through your slideshow, I definitely, and I am attracted to color very much.
Okay.
And I noticed that you have a lot of the browns and the grays and then the very colorful. Is there a pattern in your evolution as an artist? Were you more color at one point and more muted at another time?
Okay. So I like this question. It's a good question about the process of an artist. Very good question. Thank you. The answer is I am not really following the artist path for many reasons. First, I never learned art. I managed many departments of art in the country during years, thousands of students, and I was needed to have a special authorization because I have no degree in art. I am a complete self. So and so I don't follow the path and the books of the arts. I don't think it's the right way to do. Even with children, we have to give them to start to explore, and after we can guide them. So your question, you have a very beautiful answer, I think. I never decide what is the colors that I am going to use. You know what I am doing? I come back in the middle of the summer when the color has completely burned. And I am so enjoying at this moment. I am full of joy of the colors that Hashem saw us, and we just have to contemplate. It's a free life museum 24 hours. Then at this moment, I feel joy about this color. Come the springtime, I am spring painter. Come the autumn, oh, I have a complete series of the old orange and brown and all color, because at this moment the leaves have such beautiful color. So I live with that. So in fact, I just follow the emotion of the colors that coming in my life. So I become a simple mirror of what we have in front of us. And yes, I do love to share with others to give them the joy that any season, any day, any time I have painting of nighttime. Nighttime, you know what nighttime is? When rain is falling in the night, and the colors and the drop of the rain are dancing on the ground. It's a dance of colors. But normally when it's raining, we say, oh, it's cold, let's open and let's go home. No, I stand out and I enjoy. Yeah. So I see the drop of the water of the raining dancing. And when I have the inspiration, I go back and I paint the dance of the drop of the rain that's falling on the ground, and I share with others.
Toda rabah.
Bevakasha, thank you. I will bring another
Junior up next.
Okay. I have similar questions. I have a few questions. And one is, when you started painting, do you have an idea that you want to, that you know that you want to complete, or does it evolve as you're painting, as you're creating?
Thank you for your question. I will give you the answer that is still my old friends, artists. If I start a painting and I have some idea, you know what I am doing with the painting?
Do I know?
I destroy it. If I am starting a painting and at some point I have an idea about what I am going to paint, you know what I do with the painting at this moment? I don't continue. I destroy it. I delete it. I destroy it completely.
Really?
So if I have today 613 paintings, I can say that I destroyed at least 3,000 paintings, at least. And why? Because I think that when art becomes an intellect process, I don't call this art. For me, art has to be something that you have no idea what you are going to experience. And you take the risk to go to the next step. And if you make a mistake, it's done and you restart. What can happen? People today want to have a beginning and the end and all the steps, like making painting like a ways in the iPhone. Give me a ways of the painting. I don't like to travel with ways. I don't like to go anywhere with ways. I like to be able to give to the life and to give to Hashem to drive me of the best that he can. Know what I don't want to give him advice how he wants to drive my life, and of course not when I am making art. So I never know what the painting will be. I never know when it will be finished. I never know what will be the process. And if, unfortunately, at some part of the process, I start to know, this poor painting will just disappear. If it's a file of the computer, it will be deleted. And if it's on the canvas, it will be destroyed. Then I am able to be like a child, completely fresh at every step of the painting. So I know I don't have an idea at all. I have a clear idea. It's not having an idea what it's going to be. This is clear for me.
That's wonderful. My other question, I think you sort of answered it, was how do you know when a painting is complete? But you sort of said that you really don't know when it's complete. Could you explain that a little?
No. Your question is how I know when the painting is completing?
Mm-hmm. When it's done, when it's finished.
It's come. I will tell you, it's the process by itself. It's a very intense process. The creative process, the technical process, it's more easy with the ears, yes. But the creative, like the moment that the baby is born, like I say, not with the all details, but the birth of the painting. At this moment, it's very intense. I am a little out of the mind that not controlling what happened. I let Hashem drive me to do what I have to do. And it's come to a point that I don't see the painting. When I don't see it, and I just feel it. It's like when I am in front of the painting and I cannot see exactly the detail, but I can feel the intensity of it. I know that the process is complete. And nothing to add and nothing to take out, and nothing will change in this painting, nothing. So in fact, you have to come to a point that...
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's bring another painting.
Let's bring another painting.
Yeah. Here it is. So this painting, in fact, is also the cover of my book, The Bridge. I didn't decide to paint this painting because my book was written only this year and this painting is older. But when I finished the book that called The Bridge, I found that I have a painting that's also calling The Bridge. And it was very matching the content of the book with the painting, not just because it looked like a bridge, because it's a very special type of bridge, this one. It's a bridge that goes from up to down and not only from left to right. And it's a bridge of light with many people inside. And like my exhibition of the bridge of TSFAT, and I hope soon that it will move to America too, in your famous bridges there. The meaning of art for me is exactly that, bridging the humanity together. So Jewish art, in my opinion, is a pure bridge to connect people, to bridging people from one part from the other, from a community to other, from a country to the other, from a mentality to other, from opinion to other. And this painting is very emotional because it's connected in a horizontal way and a vertical way, anyone, because life is a bridge, like the famous sentence of Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. Life is a tiny bridge that you have to cross without fears. And I love the connection, the bridge, the Ramak, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, used 72 bridge to explain the 72 names of Hashem. That in fact the bridge is the connection between something that it's look not a part of you, or like two countries, like two peoples. And from spirituality to the physical world, we need this bridge to be connected. So art becomes a bridge of connection between spiritual and physical, between different people, between different countries, between different mentality. And here it's my expression of art. The pure bridge is exactly what I think about. This is the painting.
I have a question. When do you name your paintings? When do you give them a title? When you're finished?
Yeah. Yes, because only at this moment I can feel the painting and to see where this painting is taking me. Before that, I am completely in the motion of the creativity, and like I explained before, to the unknown. I don't know where I'm going with this painting, and I don't want to know. But when I finish, then I can be in contemplation of this painting and to see, oh, this painting make me feeling like this or like that. And then the poetry of the title, the words come that, in fact, the words come exactly to match what the painting means to me at the moment that I finish it.
Thank you.
Joyce and then Susan Schreiber.
Hi, Yoel. Behind the paintings under the arch is a piece of art, and I saw you had something called 613 pieces of art, or I don't know what you called it, but
Yes.
613 was the important part. And I wonder if that's what's behind you or something else that you collaged some work.
Yes. So thank you for your question. Yes, in fact, the collage that is in my back, and I also have a scroll. I will show you the scroll. This is the famous scroll that contains in small size the 613 painting. It was in exhibition in many big exhibitions during the last 3 years. Minister of Justice, of Finance, of Culture, of Art, because it's a very important achievement in the history of art. And the meaning is not just because they are so much, but because we have 613 parts in our body. We have 613 beautiful indications of life in the Torah. So the connection between the channel of our soul with our body is perfectly, for me, bridges by my painting. It's like each painting between the 613, like the 613 of the Torah and the 613 part of the body, are connected together. So for me, when you choose a piece of art in one of my paintings, you are choosing a channel of connection between a part of your body and part of your soul, or many parts and many expression and channel of connection. So what you see in my back, it's a collage, large collage of all of them, so I can show all of them, but each of them is 1 or 2 meter size. So I hope to find the way and the partner to make a museum in TSFAT with the all 613 original size painting. This is the project.
You don't want much, do you?
No, I am a simple guy smiling on the world, so I don't have big demand.
So is the scroll lithography?
The scroll is in fact a small print of the painting in a small format that we can open when I go to exhibition, and people love to open. I like to do a human art exhibition that we open the scroll, is 20 meters long, and we have 40 or 60 people holding in both sides. You can find the picture in my website, I think, of those exhibitions. And then you see those all people connected with those scroll and those 613 paintings. It's a beautiful experience.
Like opening the Torah and everybody holding
Exactly.
one given.
That's
lovely. But is it litho?
What?
The pictures on the scroll, did you use lithograph for the printing?
It's
litho?
It's fine art, 10 colors, ink print on it.
I see. Thank you. It's
Susan
lovely.
Schreiber, you're up next.
Okay, thanks, Kim and Yoel. I was just going to say that to me, when looking at a capsule, or before I enlarge the view of the speaker, Yoel, I saw a loom. What it looked like a loom. The bridge looks like a loom to me, and the talus being woven. But then I enlarged the view, and I could definitely, then it became much more of a bridge to me, and I could also see. I noticed there's so much movement in your art. It really creates the feeling of movement, and I was wondering how that comes about, the kind of stretching of the, I don't know how to describe it, but perhaps you can describe it better.
Okay. Can I ask you if you have, I love the way you speak about the movement and what you imagine at the beginning. What it makes you feeling when you focus on it? It's like, what the feelings come to you? Which type of feelings you have at this moment?
Well, it's a feeling of alive, living, and the painting being alive in a way, but I find the aspect of the movement just how does it make me feel? I guess happy. I like the sense of movement.
Okay, so a few years ago I was in an interview, very interesting interview of a French journalist. That make me surprising interviews. Like we didn't know each other before, and some friend of me telling me we was in Jerusalem. It's a big journalist from France here, and she want to make an interview of you. Let's meet at some square. I said, okay, let's meet. So she come with the camera and she told me, I will ask you one question. You have 1 minute to answer, but I don't want to tell you the question before the interview. So I will record directly what you will say. Are you ready? Do you agree? I say yes. I love this type of experience that I don't know what's going to happen. And she started the camera and she said, okay, I'll ask you one simple question. What is a Jew? And I speak about 45 seconds, less than 1 minute. And we was in the Kikar Safra, in the big place of the municipality of Jerusalem. It was beautiful trees and birds around us, and a lot of wind. And I tell her a very simple answer. I say, Jew is about movement, nothing else. The essence of the movement by itself is the Jewish being. And we can take it many aspects, in the history aspect, in the country aspect, or no, but a more positive aspect. Someone that is open to movement is open to happiness. Someone that is stopped, blocked, locked, cannot be happy. Because life is surprising every moment, every breeze, every cloud, every wind, every bird, every part of our body, the blood inside us, our source, our breeze. We are in movement all the time. We never, even when I stop my hand like this, I don't move my hand at this moment. Inside it is billion of movement of cell. So in fact, today, like I wrote very long years ago, that my painting is about painting the movement of particle of lights, nothing else. I don't paint any subject except this one. It's come in many forms, but I paint particle of light. Today, scientific call that the photon, because the atom is big and the photon is a very, very tiny, small part inside the atom that are a dance of particle of light. If you Google photon, P-H-O-T-O-N, you will see what I explain about that. That everything has inside a movement of particle of light. So I'm very thankful about what you say. You feel happy. This is the purpose of my entire artistic life, to make people feeling happy, joy, and peace, nothing else. Thank you for that.
And I think that timing is excellent because we're a minute or two over the hour, and I give that to us because it took us a few minutes to get the technology on. But one of the questions that came up is, is your work available as a lithograph or some type of glissé print if our budget is not for an original?
Yes, definitely. And we launched a new website because the demand of the last month that less people can come here. So we launched a new website that yesterday was just launching, and it's still under running, with the 613 painting online in 2 different sizes of lithography at 2 different levels of price, very affordable for people, limited edition, fine art edition. So I will enjoy if people come to my website and send email, I will send you the new link of the 613 grid613.com, and people will be able to order from any country from the world, each of the 613 into different sizes.
I'm speaking on behalf of all of us. It has been an amazing 5 minutes of an hour with you. And as much as meeting you is meeting the art, and we're very grateful for your time with us and generosity of heart. My worst
I want to
part
thank each of you to be able to be connected with me. Believe me, I enjoy, and you give me more than I give to you. I'm very thankful for this sharing.
We will all come see you in TSFAT. Ms.
Yes.
Them that it be soon.
Yes.
Sukkot 2022.
To our home, to our house. My wife will enjoy, and we will have big party and art time with life and health and joy and happiness.
Gita Bar-El is a very good friend of the IJKL community, and she's how we met. And when we come, she arranges for us for home hospitality for.
Of course, this is a beautiful place to stay. Beautiful place to stay.
Meeting the artists is even more rich than meeting the art itself. So thank you for being.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, friends of IJKL, for being here. Without you, we don't get to do programs. So thank you.